You know, thinking about all these developments, thinking about all these considerations, survival mode, moving into living mode, there's one thing that is really important to me, that we are not guilty that the world is as it is today. Even with all these things, the pyramid of power, you know, that we have built over the last centuries or millennia, yeah, I think we just did as best as we could. 5-year-old children, you give them a box to play. They are also not guilty when they make mistakes. They make mistakes to make experiences, to learn from these experiences. And I mean, look at how fast the world has developed within the last 20 years. Incredibly steep. It's not as slow as for the last hundreds of years. Development within the last hundreds of years was really, really slow compared to now. We have developed technologies, yeah? We have developed economies, we have developed so many new systems that were previously unknown to us, that we are kind of, you know, shocked by all the consequences. But that doesn't mean we are guilty for that. We are responsible for it, yeah, we are the cause of it, but the only thing, in my opinion, that it needs is to look at it, learn from it, and do something with it. And as we have learned in the picture of the crisis, while you're in the crisis, yeah, many things are shaking anyway already, so it's maybe not easy to look at it. It's the easiest thing to hold on to solutions from yesterday. Yeah, that's an easy thing. It's not so easy to create pictures for tomorrow. But I think relieving us from any guilt, from saying, no, it's your fault, no, it's your fault, or it's this country's fault, or that country's fault, we are all here together. And we are all part of that development. So I wonder what's happening if we all take the same responsibility for the place we're in. And say, well, maybe, you know, if we are here for our personal development too, for our development of our consciousness, well, then let's just look at it. We have brought our consciousness to a place where we are incredibly interconnected, where we know so many things like never before from and about each other. Everything comes up, everything becomes visible. So maybe it's the first time in humankind that we have to question, what are we going to do with that? But the questions are so new. It's not old questions and we are sitting lazy in our lawn chairs and not answering these questions. No, they're brand new questions, brand new problems, brand new issues. I don't think there's a mean God up there and says, ha, see, you're too small for answering these questions. I told you. I'm the cool guy, you are nothing down there. No. What God would that be? Yeah? Imagine that we are here. This is the brink of our evolution, all of us together. And we become, right now, more and more conscious about this. And instead of blaming us and each other, we could start looking at the things, taking the responsibility for it, all of us, and saying, okay, what's the next step? Where do we want to go? We realize maybe, and for me, surviving thinking as we come out of survival mode makes a lot of sense. And saying, okay, well, maybe survival mode has brought us to where we are today. And maybe we're here if we want it, if we want it together. I want to, an aspect of living mode. Maybe we want to go together further into living mode. What is necessary for that? How do we get from where we are today to where we want to be tomorrow? And maybe it's the biggest challenge ever, much bigger than building the pyramids in Egypt, to realize that we are not alone or in different tribes that kind of fight against each other or kind of mistrust each other and be kind of careful and cautious with all the others. No, maybe it's the biggest challenge and the biggest step in humankind ever, to be at the point where we realize that we are here together, all of us. Meaning, yeah, we have to create a place for all of us. That's not easy. That has never been there. Yeah, that can be affected with mistakes because it's new and we don't know. But I think if we let go of all that blame and that guilt and all that, who's responsible? And saying, well, yes, we all are responsible. We have done the best we could so far. What's the next best step we can do? Becomes much easier, much lighter. We don't have to care of all the, backpacks from yesterday and say, okay, let's take together. What have we learned? Where do we want to go? To me personal, living mode is a nice compass, a needle of the compass that points into a very nice direction. I would love to go. I don't know who else wants to.